Hello, somebody. I hope that you're doing good, hope that you're doing great, and I hope that you're doing amazing. Okay, today we're going to be having a relationship talk. So sit down, let's talk. One critical observer you are. My father always told me, well, as a you dad, an apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. I always responded, and this trait has clung to me, even to my current age, and promises to stick around. Perhaps forever. My lips answer to the name of Makanakah Motivation, and I will be speaking about sex is good as long as you're wearing what? Lies aside, sex is good and wonderful. Those who have not experienced it have at least had the majestic tales of the ones who have swum in its river. You know, the stories that go in line with something like, he did this, she that, and then we... They make your ears tingle every time, and with good reason. Sex is amazing. Why would I choose to speak on such a virtue? Well, this picture explains everything in a nutshell. That's a zebra watching lions mating instead of running away with its life. Meaning, to the lions, sex was more important than food, and to the zebra, it was more important than running away with his life. Let's take a step back, and then we'll go straight into the wildest of thoughts. But the question is, why do we date in the first place? Before we can learn about the sexual endeavors and stuff, well, I posed this question to someone and received quite the most heartbreaking of answers. Well, I'm dating for fun, she said, with no sense of shame or what. If you're dating for fun, then you're playing. And if you're playing, then you are a player. You might not play the cheating game, but you play with people's hearts, and that's worse. I assume that we have all been heartbroken. And if you haven't, don't worry. Your portion is coming soon. We all live there after being heartbroken, in some sense. So if you want fun, try basketball, try dancing and singing. We don't play with people's hearts. It is then in these relationships that we have sex, and so you might want to open your ears to this conversation before opening your legs. Sex is meant for either reproduction or pleasure. Dear women, sex is not a ticket out of poverty. Our generation is saturated with lazy women trying to doggy style their way to success. I don't hope that you marry a rich man. I hope that you get rich yourself. You can't just rely on sex because, well, not all drivers are responsible. You can just get hit and run. Yes, he can hit you and run. It is amazing how we set standards for others, but never for ourselves. How especially women get picky about not dating gentlemen with cars, but never worrying about buying their own. Or how men get so specific about not wanting to marry someone who's not a virgin whilst they have actually opened up tens of women. I've had a lot of people complain, protest, rebel, because the other person has failed to deliver, but would never raise an eyebrow after they have failed to deliver for themselves. You owe you a success. You owe you an explanation if you fail, and you owe you an apology. Most of all, you owe yourself a second chance. Dear ladies, also representing all men out there, we are also tired of dating broke women. All they bring to the table is sex, and as men, we do love it. But what will you be doing with the 20 hours left after he comes? Assuming that he has lasted for 4 hours during that day, which is impossible. We all agree, right? Allow me to say this. To hell with twerking. Women, Can you cook? I mean, others are opening businesses and the only thing that you have opened are your legs. To hell with, he doesn't want me to do my own thing. Well. He's supposed to hold you down, not to hold you back. Dating a broke woman is actually worse than going out with a broke man, believe me. Because when a man is broke, he tries. But when a woman is, she doesn't even put in effort in lying about how she's trying. All she wants is for the man to sweat and then go work. Okay, sex is wonderful, 100. It is a bonding moment and a sacred one indeed. The Bible says that it is when two become one. Kama Sutra says that it is the erotic fulfillment of life. And whether it is from the Bible or from the devil's definition, the fact still lies that it is a piece of heaven on earth. I cannot stress enough its importance. Because let me ask you, given an opportunity to choose between losing your eye or your private part, what would you choose? You see, everyone would rather give up their eye. Not even seeing is as ponderous. No. One of the greatest psychologists of all time, Abraham Maslow, invented what he called the hierarchy of needs, where he says that sex is a basic need and puts it right beside food and water. It actually comes before security. You can check out the diagram. Psychology doesn't lie. Sex is good as long as you're wearing a ring. Otherwise, the only positions that you should be worried about are your financial position, your career position, and your health position. Sex does not keep a man. If being good at sex kept a man, then prostitutes would be the ones getting married. Aren't they the ones with more adventure and more experience in that? Women nowadays are so ready for weddings, but they're not ready for marriage, and that's a fact. Before that, they're too busy faking it, slaying, going around and making it pop. See, nowadays, a woman is Zimbabwean, she has Brazilian hair, she dresses American, she kisses French, she has fake nails, she has fake skin color. I mean, everything about them is fake. I've eyed tons of couples go to their spiritual mentors to confirm if they are meant to be. If a man of God can be misled about his own love life, then what about yours? How many pastors do you know that have been divorced? When loved properly, you never need anyone to confirm. Even if the whole world was to go against you and your partner, you would still love them regardless. In the book of Corinthians, Paul then says, and I quote, "But those who marry will face many troubles in this life." In other words, subsequently, this brings to totality the fact that if you don't want marital problems, then don't get married. If you also don't want any business problems, you also shouldn't just start a business. Otherwise, you say men are dogs, then take your dog to the vet. Simple. Anyway, marriage is a topic for another day. There's this thing that happened one blistering morning as the clocks were about to strike 10, and I was listening to this particular radio station, 98.4 I believe, and a hot debate was there saying that should wife have access to the husband's phone and vice versa? And that really got me thinking. So they can share bank passwords, they can share bed, they can share each and everything, but their phones are off limits. Really? There's actually a meme that broke the web once and almost cracked one of my ribs. The beds that some women have slept on are enough to open a public hospital, it said. Okay, anyway, let's keep our private parts just as private. To those in relationships, I hope that they become marriages. To the single ladies, wait for love, it will come. Yes, Men are dogs, but my sister, I hope that you get a German Shepherd. Work on your relationship, and best of all, keep on keeping on. This is Makanakah Motivation saying ciao.